Hello friends, hope all is well. Today I'm here to talk about addictions and what specifically on addictions, how to overcome an addiction. We are all addicted to one thing or another, but I'm here to encourage you today, whatever you are addicted on, you can walk free. You can be a free man from that addiction that has been haunting you, that has been putting you down, that has been trying to make your life miserable. And what is an addiction in the first place? An addiction is that urge or desire to do something that is hard to control. It can be a habit, a practice that you're not happy about, but you have tried so much, you have tried hard stopping that habit, stopping that practice that you're not proud of, but you find that you cannot. And here are some of the steps of overcoming an addiction. First step, you need to realize that actually I'm struggling with something. That is the very first step. When you realize that I'm struggling with this habit, I'm struggling with this practice that I don't need in my life, that is the very number one step of overcoming an addiction. Second is you need to replace the time you have been spending on an addiction with something else. If you have been spending time on maybe taking alcohol, doing what, you need to invest that time you have been spending in a bar, spending it on something else, maybe spending it with your family. If you have kids, spending that time with your kids, spending that time with your wife, spending that time maybe practicing your God-given talent. Maybe you're good at playing football, you're good at playing piano, you're good at singing. You need to replace that time you have been spending on addiction with something else. Thirdly, what we need to do to overcome an addiction, you can pray and seek the name of the Lord. Trust me, when you call on the name of the Lord, the chains of addictions are going to break. Whatever addiction you have been struggling with is going to break down. The word of the Lord actually tells us in James 4:7, therefore submit to God, resist the devil, and he will flee from you. So when you call on the name of the Lord and you put in your effort, you will resist that devil that has been causing you to fall back into that addiction that you have been struggling with. Maybe it is pornography, or drunk. You have addicted to alcohol, addicted to some drugs. I'm telling you, whatever addiction it is, once you call on the name of the Lord, you're going to break that addiction in Jesus' name. Number 4, you need to change your company. If the company around you is not helping you to come out of your addiction, but rather it is leading you to get deeper in the addiction, you need to cut off those friends. You need to let that company go. And once you change that company, maybe it is a company you have been going together to do drugs, you have been going together to hang out in clubs, you have been drinking alcohol together, you have been might be watching pornography together. So you need to stay away from that company. And once you change your company, trust me, it will enable you, it will put you in a much better place to overcome that addiction you have been struggling with. And finally, avoid relapse. What do I mean by relapse here? Whenever somebody is trying to put an effort to cut down a habit or a practice, there are these whispering voices which keep coming back. Please, you can just take maybe one bottle. You can maybe just smoke maybe just once. So those voices, whenever they come back, whenever they keep whispering in your mind, I'm telling you, you can call on the name of the Lord, and you will avoid that relapse. You will avoid going back in the addiction you have been struggling to get off your back. And the word of the Lord tells us in John 8:36 that therefore, if the Son makes you free, you shall be free indeed. So, whatever addiction you have been struggling with, I'm here to encourage you today that you're going to walk free of that addiction once you call on the name of the Lord, once you change the company you have been hanging out with, once you replace that time you have been spending on addiction with something else, once you realize that, hey, I think I'm getting too far with this. You know, they normally say the chains of addiction seem so thin to be felt in the first place until they become so thick to be broken. So when you realize that this is becoming tense and you apply all these things that I've been telling you, trust me, you're going to overcome that addiction and you're going to live a much more productive life. Thank you for listening to me. Bye for now.